Hey there, it's Trisha, and I wanted to go over a couple setups from Tuesday, September 15th. We use two setups on three charts with indicators for confirmation before we ever take the trade. Definitely a conservative approach to trading the S&P E-mini. And we are still testing a scalp setup that seems to be working out pretty well. Um, and I'll keep you all posted on that. It actually was shared with us by a friend of a friend who does trade the E-mini Euro and the Russell with it. So we thought we would put it to the test on the E-mini. So far, so good. So we did have a couple news-related items coming out at 10, business inventories and Bernanke speaking. And typically anything that's going to move the market, if we're not in a trade, we'll start trading at 9:40, and if we're not in something pretty quickly after that, when we have a market moving item coming out at 10, then we'll just wait till after 10 to take something. And so that was the case on Tuesday. So the first trade that we took was at 10:14, and we had a squeeze firing off, and it was hoping to get it firing off closer to this, just under this area here, and enter in just under there with a lot more room to the pivot point. But that's not what happened. It actually fired off right where you see the green arrow. And so at that point, we didn't have a lot of room below us. We basically had a point of room below us. So we knew that going in, and we adjusted our first target to accommodate that. So we took 2/3 just above the pivot point, expecting a bounce, and then broke even on our final third at our entry. So that's the idea of knowing areas of relevance above you and below you, rather than sit in this trade waiting for it to break through that. You know ahead of time going in, okay, that area is below me, likely to get a bounce, so I'll just adjust my profit target to just above that area, and then this way, if it bounces, then I'm still profitable. Everything was in line for this trade. We were closed below our moving averages. It actually occurred on this bar here. This indicator is in line. Our trend indicator, which is not showing on this the screen that you're looking at, was in line as well. Indicator here in line, so we're good to take that. This trade was at 12:51. So if you were trading at lunch, you would have gotten that. It was picture perfect. The squeeze was firing off above a resistance area. This is actually the high from Monday, and firing off right above that. You have plenty of room above your head to be profitable. Everything's in line here. You actually had a trend line break at the same time. The squeeze actually occurred earlier than the trend line break, but either would have worked. The only issue is that when you take something during lunch, you are likely to have to sit through a lot more. Basically, you have to sit in the trade a lot longer most of the time. So the question becomes, how long are you going to sit in this trade going nowhere? Basically, it would have taken about 20 minutes before it started to move, but it was picture perfect. You were, where you needed to be in your moving averages. Your indicator here was fine. The trend indicator, which is not showing on the screen, was fine. Everything was fine. Everything's fine here. So it was a picture perfect setup. So one way to be able to tell how long to sit and wait when you're going sideways is, oftentimes people will flatten and cancel, when the momentum starts to turn dark green, meaning that momentum to the upside is slowing, or your MACD crosses over. Now you did have a slight little, dip here, but if you look at your tick, your 1-minute tick chart, you can see that you're still clearly above zero. So even though you're going sideways here, there's really no indication saying, I'm going to just flatten and cancel and get out of this trade, because you're still, hovering above zero. So no reason to exit the trade. So that would be a way that would keep you in the trade going sideways, and then obviously it worked out, and you would have gotten your +1, +2 on that, and likely stopped out at your entry on your final third, depending on how you managed it. If you moved your stop to a quarter below this area, then you would have gotten a little more out of it. You would have gotten, all the way up to here on that before you got stopped out. So again, it depends on how you managed it. And it was at lunchtime, so a lot of people might not have taken that trade. but you also had the trend line break here, which you could have entered above half a point above that bar as well, and just trail stopped out, a half a point under these bars here, which, or it would have been under this bar, and you would have been stopped out here. So either way would have worked out fine if you were trading during that time period. And we did take 5 of the scalps that we're still testing, and so just trying to feel like I need to get more coordinated with them in entering, because I always feel like I'm just missing something, not noticing something, but it's getting better. So anyway, those are a couple items that will help you, I hope. And you can check the setups out at www.easyemintrade.com. And the purpose of doing these videos is so anybody who's gotten the ebook is able to see the setups like what I'm seeing. Yours might not occur at the exact same time as mine. It might occur a little bit sooner, but the idea is it enables you to translate it to what you're seeing on your platform. And the same goes for coming into the education chat room. If you come in there, I share my screens with you, and your setups might not be occurring at the exact same time, but it still will help you because you'll be seeing the exact same thing that I'm seeing over and over and over again, and you'll be able to take that on your own to your own platform. So whether you just come in for the 3 days after you buy the ebook and enables you to help with the recognition and ask questions, great. Or if you stay, whatever you want is fine with me. So anyway, I hope you have a great day, and we will do another video maybe today or tomorrow.